quite fortunate in hot mills. We've had robots for a number of years, more than 10, putting labels on, marking coils, and then our most prominent is picking up pieces of timber dunnage to put on our packaging. If you need to move something in a certain way, move to a certain area, they can do that day in, day out. It's taking what could be a mundane or repetitive job for someone, lifting their experience, letting them work on other things, learn other skills, rather than having to move a piece of timber, several hundred times a day. The other aspect is safety. So a robot can be put in a more dangerous situation. It can be put in an area where there's other moving equipment. The robot's doing the bulk of the work without humans having to put themselves in the line of fire.
When I first joined Will's team in the engineering department, I jumped on board looking at our Dunnage robots.
So when we first started robotics in hot mills, we were purchasing the robot, the end of arm tool, or the thing that goes on the end of the robot for the application, the software, and really the overall sort of turnkey design. Over the years, we've progressed from that to developing more in-house. We're dealing with the application every day, knowing what the nuances are, and trying to troubleshoot. So we've naturally tried to upskill ourselves, and we're now at the point where we can take an application, purchase a robot, and do the software and some of the design ourselves.
Trial and error to begin with, playing around with the robot, getting involved. They've obviously got a simulation suite on the software, so playing around with that.
So that we can then roll that out and replicate without having to utilise a third party.
So we'll get our robot arms from our supplier, and then the actual heads will be custom to the job. So we're at the point now where we're actually designing our own heads to suit that application. So if you think of it as the robot arm, and then you've got a hand on the end, which we call the head. So it can do things like grab an item or use magnets to pick things up or suction. And yeah, the operation team are really good. Obviously, when we put things like this in, there's going to be little issues here and there. So they'll come give us feedback on what to fix, or they get to see the robot day in, day out. So they'll even come to us sometimes with improvements that we can make. But they love having it there. It's a task that they don't have to do anymore. I think the attractions personally was the freedom to do anything. You're not locked down to doing it in a certain way. Because it's from the ground up, you can code it to the way you want, or you can make changes and tweaks here and there with ultimate flexibility. It feels like Lego for big kids.